Alright guys, hello and welcome back to part 2 of our custom battle map tutorial. This is where we got left off last time, and I just decided I would try playing a battle with it. Looks like our side might be winning, getting a melee charge right down the middle. Got some United States line and militia, very nice. But as you can see, we got the map. I made sure to, I just evened out some things, made got the water level a little more accurate from last time, and little tweaks like that made the height map not have that ripple effect by just tweaking the scale settings. So yeah, this is where we left off. Without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this. I just wanted you guys to see it with some troops on the field. Actually, a lot of troops. But let's jump into more editing. So this is where we left off. I redid some height maps, added some blur, and then made sure all the settings were normalized and the same scale and bias for each of them. And with that done, the ripple disappeared. So the next step we're going to go ahead and do is in preparation for our blend map and blend map alpha and our grass map. We're going to need to designate roads. So as you can see, blend map alpha and the blend map will do that. So first things first, we're going to jump into our color map and go ahead and trace out some roads. So the way I'm going to do that is pull up Helsingborg, get the color map that we made earlier in the first episode. I'm going to get a nice brownish gray road color. Actually, I kind of like the road color of that's on here. Go ahead and make sure I get the right. Yeah, that looks like it. And then let's set a good brush width. Try 10 pixels. That seems like it would be good if we turn off some of the softness. So we'll turn up hardness by 50 and see how that looks like a nice road, a little bit wider than how it's set up in the original. So I'm going to go ahead and do layer, new layer, and we'll call it roads. And I'm going to go ahead and just trace out where I want roads on this. So one way you can do it is with the actual brush like this. If you want like really straight roads, which, you know what, maybe I'll do that. You can use this paths tool, and you just basically click where you want a path to appear. So for example, we can click along here and then make nice straight roads. Even though the roads in the actual map here are a little crooked, we can, and if you make a mistake, you can just move it around, which is very nice. Go to there. Straight roads really help with gameplay if you want to have roads that really are easy to walk on. Straight roads are the way to go. So once you have a road outline, you just go ahead and stroke path, and then I use the paintbrush tool because we said it before. And once we look at this, we have our nice road. In fact, I might actually undo that. And let's go ahead and make this just a couple of We'll boost it up to 12 pixels. Do that again. So I will go ahead and time lapse this for you guys, as it's not very exciting, but basically trace roads. All right, we'll go ahead and start with this. I'm gonna go ahead and delete the white layer I did just so I could see. Where is it? There it is. All right. So we have some rough roads. I could add more city streets and stuff, but I think this will work good enough. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is copy this layer. So click on it, Control C, and we're gonna go ahead and open up a new file. We'll open up the blendmap.jpg. So I'm gonna go ahead and right click on it, open with, and then GIMP. That'll open it in a new GIMP tab where I still have my old one here with the roads available. We have our roads copied, and I'm just gonna paste it as a new layer over the top. Now it's not the right scale, so I have to scale it down. But first, you create new layer and add it to the image. And now we can do the unified transform tool and get things down where they should be. All right, now with our roads now transferred to this this map, we can go ahead and merge this one down. So merge down and export our new color map. So file, export as, into the correct folder, color map 0, export, replace. Now before I forget, I'm just going to go ahead and load that into our pack file. Right click, add file, and we have it in Helsingborg, color map 0. There it is. So we have our new roads on there. And now we have to deal with, we can go ahead and close that one. We have to deal with the blend map. So what I'm going to do is create a new layer, call it blend map true, so I can compare the two. So how the blend map works is, you see we have different colors here. The blend map determines how fast units will move. So I haven't gotten it exactly down. I'm still experimenting. I don't know if black does anything, but I know that blue makes units walk at kind of a normal speed. Green is like over grass or semi-rough terrain, and red is over even rougher, like forested areas. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and just select our green and set that as our background of our new blend map thing. So just gonna go ahead and paint that. Oh, full selection. Why is there? Oh, this is set to luminance only. Make sure it's on normal. Aha. There we go. All right, we just have a blank green slate now. Next color we're gonna add is the blue for the roads. So how I would do that is go ahead and select the blue color. Once we got that, we will make sure the roads are visible. And go image. No, sorry, select and by color. I'm gonna go ahead and do the gray and select the gray roads that we have. But what I like to do is up this threshold a bit, just so you have plenty of gaps. So that's too far. It doesn't select just the gray. Yeah, so you see we have a little space on either side of the gray, just so that if you're slightly off the road, it doesn't immediately penalize you. So once we have that gray selected, you go ahead and click the paint dump and fill whole selection. And once you do that, oops, you should be able to dump it in there. Maybe a little, yeah, get rid of the road. So it seems our selection is cutting off somewhere. Let's see if I can't get this to work. We have the selection of the roads. Get rid of the roads view. We'll dump our blue. There we go. Not sure what was happening before exactly, but after that you can hit select none and we have our roads set. So after that, we just have to determine forested areas. There's a couple ways that you can do this. I'm gonna go ahead and select the red here. You can do a softer paintbrush on this and it won't be an issue. The game knows how to interpret the blend between the green to red. Oops, still got that one selected. Yeah, that won't work. There we go. So as you can see, I can paint the red on there. What I'm gonna want to do then is make sure I pull up my color map. We can look at it on here and just see if there's any major forested areas. So right here, just north of the road, we can make that a little forest. And then maybe a little spot up there. For now though, we'll just do a small forested region right there. And we'll just add one right there and see. We can change this later. Actually, no, we're gonna call this good. All right, so our roads are good. Go ahead and delete that layer. And we have our new blend map. So that's the 3 values you need for a regular blend map. So I'm gonna go ahead and merge down. We have our blend map set. And we can go ahead and export this. Export as blendmap.jpg and export. Replace. With that done, we can go ahead and get the alpha out of the way as well. Alpha is even simpler. We're going to right click, open with GIMP. Opens it in a new section. Gonna do layer, new layer. Get this back to normal. All right. So we don't want a white background, we want a black background. So we'll go ahead, dump black on there. And then we can go select on our old blend map, select by color. Once again, select the blue. What the blend map alpha does is, sorry, I was trying to think. The blend map alpha lays down a road texture wherever it's white, and wherever it's black, it lets grass and everything appear normally. So what we're gonna go ahead and do here, now that we have our blue roads from our regular blend map. In our blend map alpha, we're going to go ahead and select that blue. And set our color to white and just dump blue with white. We can merge that down. And we don't need to select anymore. There we go. Simple blend map and blend map alpha. Merge down and export as blend map underscore alpha. Replace whatever was there before. And let's go ahead and get that one in there as well. So you can delete blend map and blend map alpha. Right click, add file. Helsingborg, and it should be these first two. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and save that and jump into our map and see how the roads look. All right, here we are in the map, and we're just gonna go ahead and find a spot where the grass isn't covering the road. Here we go. And as you can see, our road has a nice cobble-y texture, whereas the regular earth does not. And our road colors are looking very nice, very clear where our road is. Although that road's a little sunken into the ground. Yeah, we have some nice looking roads here already into the game and set, so that's a good start. Next thing we'll have to do is make sure that the grass isn't covering the road, and that we can then set different types of grass for different areas. So let's go ahead and jump into the grass map. Alright, so with the success of our blend maps, we can then work on the grass map and grass map alpha. So we will go ahead and open up the grass map, and I'll explain what these things are, or how the game reads the different data. So first I opened up our blend map alpha just so I know where roads are, and we're gonna go ahead and go into this and find the grass map and open with GIMP. That should open it in a new layer. Once again, we can set another green background layer. So file or layer, new layer. We'll call it grass map through this, or you could do grass map 2, I guess that would make more sense, but who's here to make logical sense? Alright, so you grab your green texture, make sure your grass map is selected, grass map 2 or true is selected. Go ahead and dump that in there. Alright, so let's walk through what each of these colors mean. So green is your basic short grass. It's kind of like, you can either use green or red as your base texture. Red has a more wild grass feel, green has a more tamed grass feel. It's really up to you how you want to use it. Blue is like a wheat texture. It has a very cultivated crop look, and so the game knows how to read that and put that wherever you put blue. And then finally, black is no grass at all. So that's why roads and cities have the black textures. So if we want to do that, the first step I would say is the roads, since we already have those defined in this other blend map alpha. I'm just going to go ahead and set this to black. We're going to select by color once again, select our white, Control C, and paste it into our new grass map. Now, once again, it needs to be scaled. So we're going to paste it, transform, and scale this right up to the correct size. Good. Come out. We'll get this down. Make sure this corner is good. Looks good. All right, so we have our roads there. Now we just need to select by color again. This time the roads, and dump it with a black texture. All right, so that's where there'll be no grass. Now we can go ahead and select none. Merge this one down. Now the next trick will be to identify where cities are. So one thing you can do to help with that is drop in your color map on top and just set the opacity. All right, it's the right size. Set the opacity way down so you can reference it. So it looks like get a decently small brush. Looks like we can do a city block here. We'll do another little city block here. Here. I leave a little gap just because it's not important to be exact. And it's kind of nice to have some grass in the city, so we'll do something like that for now. Maybe do a little town down here. That's too big. We'll leave that as is. All right, we'll start with that. Let's look at what we have. So we have some black areas. Is there any other little towns? I guess there's up here we could do more buildings. And you don't have to worry about water. Wherever there's water, the grass is automatically removed. So that is a handy little feature. All right. So we have our roads set. But as you can see, now we got to set different grass types. So I like to use the blues for different crops, and you can do this to varying degrees of however much you want to, however hard you want to go basically with your coloring. But it has a very nice effect if you use blues and color areas that seem like crop fields in blue. So I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse this as I do that. Yeah, and it just adds a bit of texture and realistic feel to the world. So we'll time lapse. This is probably the most time consuming process. So ready, set, go. One thing that is very good to remember while you're doing this is to not go too overboard with the amount of farms, just because the more specialized grass there is, the more taxing it can be on your program. The first time I did it, I have a tendency to go too detailed on things, and I made so many farms that I got just about 0 frames when I actually loaded up the map. So bear that in mind as you make your grass map. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go with this, although I am noticing there's a bit of a gap here that is supposed to be city, so we're just going to do a quick addition of a couple city blocks. Just like this. All that good. We'll add more buildings there. All right, so we got the blue out of the way, but now it is time for the red. This is kind of like the wild grass. You can use it for fields as well, although I like to, in this case, I think I'm gonna do it for maybe these green fields. Just adds a different texture, gives you a nice little feel of something different. So we'll do another time lapse. Yay. Alright, once again I have to stop myself so I don't go too overboard because the details will slow down the thing. So I think that's a good enough grass map for me. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that reference layer. And yeah, this looks decent. We're going to go ahead and merge that down just like all the other times and export this. So file, export as, grass map in the right folder, replace. All right. Now we can go ahead and get rid of this grass map and add in a new Helsingborg grass map. And then we're just gonna mess with this grass map alpha. So what the grass map alpha is controlling the height of the grass. So wherever there's white, it works on a grayscale. Wherever there's height or white, the grass is its tallest, and wherever it's black, it's short. You can mess around with shades of gray, but I tend to just get the blues and the reds selected. So I'm gonna leave this. Gonna leave our grass map open right here, and in a new file, open up the grass map alpha. Nope. Open with GIMP. Pop that up there. Once again, layer, new layer. Whatever. We'll just leave it that name. Go ahead and dump a black background so that everything's short right there. And then what we can do is select by color, get all our blues. And for this one, I'm gonna do, yeah, that seems actually like a good threshold. You can play it by ear for what you want your threshold to be. You can select the blues, Control C, Control V. All right, so we have those. We paste them down. And let's just look if things appear to be in the right spots. We may need to line some things up. I'm not sure. Those seem a little closer to the border than otherwise, but we'll worry about that in just a second. Let's go ahead and select none and select by color again, and we'll get the reds and paste those in as another pasted layer. All right, so now we gotta line everything up because obviously things aren't lined up correctly. So I'm gonna go ahead and just copy in our grass map as its own little layer, move it under the two pasted layers, and let's just do one of these at a time. We're gonna move this so everything lines up. So is this, nope, that's the grass map. So this is our layer, and I'm just gonna line things up, and there we go. And with our other layer, we're gonna line this up again. There we go. So now our two pasted layers line up, and we can see them both on there. And we can delete this reference grass map, and we can merge these two down. Merge down. Now, since we have two different colors, instead of selecting one at a time, I'm going to go select by color and select the black. And then select invert. It means I have both the blues and the reds selected. And I'm going to make our color white and fill those in. There we have it. We have our alpha. So we can go ahead and select none, merge down, and export it. Overwrite the grass map alpha. And make sure we import it into this one. Add file. Ooh, add file. Find grass map alpha. And we'll check that these two look like they line up. That is true. Save and install, and then we're gonna go ahead and test it out. All right, here we are with our new grass map, and look at that, the road is pretty much clear of grass. There's a few stray things in there, but it's not a big deal, and you can see that nice road texture on there now very clearly. Let's go ahead and see the different types of grass. There's our wheat texture in these open fields. With the shorter grass as the base. Another road. We can see in the area where the town is. Oh, looks like we still have a little ripple. I haven't noticed that. Not big deal at all though. So here's the town where it's clear, where I know to put buildings and fill in with stuff. Another wheat field. Let's find one of those greener patches that I put the different kind of grass. Yeah, there's the kind of like wild grass. That also makes a good base if you want like medium high grass. So yeah, there we have it. We have the grass map done. So really all that's left with this map is placing trees and buildings, and then editing deployment areas and whatnot like that. So I think that will be our part 3 and hopefully our final part of making battle maps. So yeah, I'd say we're getting somewhere with our map. It's starting to look quite nice. And the more time you spend on a map, the better it will look. That's just the nature of it. So if you really want a very nice map, you have to be willing to put in a lot of time. So if you guys have questions, make sure you hop in the Discord. The link is in the description. I have a special channel there just for modding questions. Quick note on that, I'm not just gonna do it for you, but I might point you in the right direction or point you to resources. So yeah, and the goal is to encourage other people to keep modding and learning about Empire. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll be trying to get the next part out before too long. But there you are, hope you have a good one, and this is the Siberian signing off.